There's no penis diversity. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Filipino Freethinkers podcast that's also a video. I'm Red.
I'm Aldrin.
I'm Kevin.
And today we're talking about Alma Moreno, who is definitely running for Senate. A lot of you did not know that she was running for Senate. Maybe some of you thought she was a party list or something. But anyway, she is running for Senate, and she was made popular recently by this interview with Karen Davila. And what happened during that interview?
So, in summary, it was like around a 20-minute video. Initially, it started out actually quite well. For the first 9 or 10 minutes, she was answering questions sensibly. However, at around 9 minutes, Karen Davila got into gear and started pushing her for answers to questions that she was hedging. She was being vague about them. And so when she was pushed for answers, she started giving contradictory and quite bad answers. For example,
What's most relevant to us? The RH bill
the
portion
RH
of that. Yeah.
bill and the LGBT related responses. So for the RH thing, she was asked if she was supportive of it. She gave a vague answer. When she was pushed, she gave half joke, half serious, probably desperate answers that were quite unsatisfactory.
Yeah.
And for the LGBT question, she replied that she was for the anti-discrimination bill. However, right away, within 1 minute, proceeding to discriminate against the LGBT community by saying that they should not be allowed same-sex marriage because it's against the Bible or religion.
Okay, so
And it's a sin.
So contradictory answers or maybe ignorant answers even I think what struck me most, instead of being conservative, I mean it's fine, you can be conservative, but she expected to not have to explain her position, like she said something like, "Do I really have to?" And then Karen Davila said something, "Yes, because you're running for public office," right? And you would expect Alma Moreno to know that, because if it's your first time seeing her run for office or knowing that she's running for office, you would think that that's the most basic thing. You know, you're running for public office, you should know the relevant issues. But apparently, she's run for office several times. She's even held positions as councilor of Parañaque. She's run for mayor, she posted, or what is it? Her intention to run for Senate was not fulfilled. She didn't run for Senate. Now she is.
Now she's again.
And here we are.
Here we are.
So what's your take on this? Okay, before that, just what's happened in the public. A lot of people were making memes, to highlight what Alma Moreno did. And so there was this pylon, like she became a joke overnight in social media. People were saying how, making fun of how stupid she was, how ignorant she was. Look at this. And she did look like she was, like deer in the headlights, kind of poor Alma Moreno. She sort of looks like she's being bullied. And here comes the other side. The people saying that Karen Davila is actually in the wrong here. You are the one who's making this poor woman look ignorant, look bad.
Okay, initially, the memes and the criticisms versus Alma Moreno were something that you would expect. People get criticized for less over the internet.
Yeah.
Or they get criticized worse.
Yeah.
What was striking and somewhat annoying was that you actually saw a lot of people trying to defend Alma Moreno and criticizing Karen Davila for doing her job.
Yeah.
And it was really unnerving, because these are people who would in turn be voting. And she's running for public office.
Yeah.
And then the standards they were holding her to were absurd. They thought it was a good idea that she should have been given the questions, a script, that Karen Davila should have lightened up, shouldn't have asked or pushed on the questions.
Yeah.
And that was, forgive me for the word, but unacceptable.
So these are people who are essentially holding both the would-be politician and the journalist to very low standards.
Not just low standards, but very
Or different standards.
rather they were looking at the
Improper
issue in a
standards.
very misplaced or
Yeah.
inappropriate way.
Yeah.
It's not about who's mean or sinong napahiya. It's
Yeah.
about a journalist giving the Filipino people one of the few chances a politician is put under scrutiny.
Yeah.
And then people are asking her to, no, your job is to make her look good. That's, I'm sorry, unacceptable.
Okay, maybe that's what the public that defended Alma Moreno is used to. Because
Perhaps.
certainly that's what we see more often.
True.
Politicians aren't challenged as much. They're made to look good because often they would only appear on programs where they've already agreed that certain questions would not be asked, where questions are already sent to the politician beforehand so that they could answer them easily. And here is someone who does something very rare, which is challenge a would-be politician, challenge a celebrity with some difficult questions, right? I mean, she already tried to shrug them off, the question, like maybe wanting to discuss something else.
True. It was
But
actually,
she stuck to it.
it was very, the hedging was very obvious.
Yeah.
And it was actually, I'm not really a fan of Karen Davila, but I was impressed by the way that someone like that would actually do that publicly. It's
It was tenacious. It was
rare for a Filipino.
Yeah.
Filipinos tend not to do that, and
I
it
mean,
was
Filipino journalists
Yeah.
tend to take the easy way out, or
some.
not want to rock the boat.
True, and
You know,
it was very refreshing at the very least.
Okay.
Do you think Karen Davila should have helped Alma Moreno a bit in answering those questions, or
Like some spoon feeding, you know.
Yeah, she did.
Maybe with a
not give the questions,
Yeah.
but maybe help her expound her ideas more?
like the question could have been more specific.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, are you for or against the RH bill? That bill about reproductive health, you know, explained somehow in the question, and not, you know,
Yeah.
through her a bone.
Because I'm
you know?
I'm in a similar job. That's what I do. Part of my job is not to give someone I'm interviewing the questions, but when they do get to answer these hard-hitting questions, for you not to make them look bad,
Yeah.
but to help them expound on their ideas. I haven't seen the video, so I
Yeah.
don't know. But do you think that's what happens?
That's what she did. She even, which is rare on an ANC show.
Yeah.
She, well, not, that wasn't an ANC show, but ANC she actually shifted to Tagalog to help. Alma
so
Moreno.
she did sort of meet her halfway. I mean,
She tried, and she tried
Okay.
to guide the questions. It's just that, well, for one, I don't think that it was a matter of difficulty, or in part at least, because the way Alma Moreno answered the questions, it wasn't that she was finding the questions difficult. She was finding it difficult to give an answer. There's a difference.
Yeah.
For example, in the RH bill thing, or in the anti-discrimination, she said yes, she supports, but then halfway she stops. It's as if she was trying to play to two different sets of people, two different audiences, as if she was scared of pissing off conservatives, and at the same time trying to appeal to
The LGBT.
Yeah.
the progressives.
So having her cake and eating it too, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but
So
the way
hedging,
it,
the hedging, yeah.
the way it ended up, she wasn't able to give a satisfactory answer for either
So
group.
she's not politician enough to give the political, you know, version of a good answer, and so instead of looking like she was hedging, it looked like she was ignorant, and that's what a lot of people were reacting to, and it highlights the responsibility of not only of the journalist but of the politician. Like, should they be representatives of their constituents? I mean, should they be like them, or should they be better than them? Like, what I mean is, a lot of people who are defending Alma Moreno and criticizing Karen Davila, maybe they think, I myself don't know about these issues. I don't know about the RH bill. I don't know about the LGBT issue. If I were asked that question during an interview, I would be in the same position as Alma Moreno. I would, and I wouldn't want to be shamed. I wouldn't want to be made an idiot in front of the general public. And so should they, you know, and because of that, I will vote for Alma Moreno because she has proven herself to be like me and not, you know, like those other rich and elitist politicians who always make it so that they appear smarter than us common folk.
Well,
You know, is
It
is
could
it
win her votes.
yeah, strangely enough, as strongly as she is being criticized on social media, which is more the domain of the middle and upper classes, the lower classes might see this as this is the underdog.
Yeah.
We are the underdog. We vote for the underdog. Surely enough, another person that could use this tactic, or maybe has used this tactic even, is
Era.
Mayor Binay. Okay, I was going for Binay, but
Arap.
sure, Arap also used that. He even came out with a book highlighting how stupid he was. You know, like I mean,
Arab
ignorant,
jokes.
illiterate. The Arab jokes book. And here is Binay, who's also using that card that I am like you. Vote for me. I'm not as smart or as elitist. I have dark skin like you. And now we come to Alma Moreno, who was defended by Binay recently, right?
It actually shows a bad side of how Filipinos think, in that, well, number one, it shouldn't be shameful to be corrected or to be put in a position where it becomes apparent that you didn't know something. That should not be shameful.
Yeah.
And I find it, I am not sure on this, but it seems a bit common in Asian cultures, because if you go to the US, you don't exactly see people reacting that way to being shown as you didn't know something. The reaction would be usually is to, I will check
Thank you
that
for
later.
correcting me.
Or I'll find that out later.
Okay.
I'll learn more later.
Yeah.
And another thing is that with regard to selecting politicians, in my opinion, you shouldn't choose a politician that's like you. You shouldn't necessarily choose a politician that's better than you.
Yeah.
You should, as hard as it may seem to look for, choose a politician that has your best interests at heart.
Ideally. Ideally, that should be the case. I mean, ideally we should be voting for people who are better than us, who can better represent our interests. Of course, that's not really happening in the Philippines. That's a very, very sad. The most tragic part of our politics is that these people, people who don't really know the issues that affect us, each and every one of us, are the ones that get voted. I won't name names, but there have been lots of those, and realistically speaking, I think they will be voted again in the coming elections.
Yeah.
Just like how Alma Moreno might actually
She
win.
might.
She could. I haven't seen the numbers.
I'm willing to bet on it.
Oh, okay. How much? Okay, let's do it off screen.
So to the guy who's actually manning that Alma Moreno Twitter account, please stop. You are letting her win.
Yeah. So what should we do about it? This anti-intellectualism. People have been crying that out. Like, so it's wrong to know about issues. It's wrong to be smart about these things. To be smarter than the general population. You know, what should be done about it? Like we had that past podcast about how shaming does not work, and I see it here.
Yeah,
I see it here. I see that risk here of people just posting on social media or wherever, talking about how the masses are so dumb. They're defending Alma Moreno, who's so dumb and stupid, and they're railing on Karen Davila, who's just doing their job and being smart and being that thing that we need. We desperately need journalists who are tenacious and courageous and who's out for the truth instead of playing into the hands of the politicians and all that. Should we? I don't think we should be doing that. I think there's a more nuanced way of educating people about wanting smarter politicians than calling the voter stupid. You know, I do a Google trend. Go to Google Trends, search for bobotante. You know, stuff like that.
That never works.
But you'll see it like in the
You do.
lead up to the elections. Bobotante in terms along those lines, accusing the general Filipino population of being stupid. That won't work. Like, and if you don't want politicians like Binay or Alma Moreno or Manny Pacquiao or whoever to win, don't play into their hands. I think they are playing up their weaknesses.
Yeah.
They're playing up this anti-elitism that's happening, and it's work. I think it's working. I don't think that these politicians are stupid in that they do something that is clearly against their interests, which is to win elections. So if they're appearing like this, maybe some people would think that I'm giving them too much credit for their strategy and tactics, but I think they know it. They are aware of how the middle class will bully them for certain actions that they do. So the best way, if you're against politicians like this to win, is to be more nuanced about your criticism of them. Certainly, don't shame
True.
voters. Don't ride the Bobotante bandwagon. Filipinos are stupid. That's why. It's hard. I know. And again, the rage you can save for private conversations with friends. But if your intention is to change minds, it's one thing to rant or to let off steam. But if you want to change minds, then you should be more concerned about how you deliver the message.
Actually, I agree with that fully. And I did have, I saw a glimmer of hope, so to speak, in that if you notice, the issue is actually primarily centered around how the interview was conducted, not on the two personalities. Before, that would have been close to impossible. People would say, no, I'm for Alma, no, I'm for Karen. And then that's
hashtag Team Alma, hashtag Team Karen. Were there...
I think not. Not
okay,
yet. Anyway,
okay, not yet.
Don't give them ideas. But my point is that I've said this before repeatedly. The way the discourse is happening right now is slowly, but it is changing. It's changing slowly, and as you can see, people are now questioning whether or not that kind of interview was right, and whether or not Karen Davila's job was being done, and again, whether or not Alma Moreno was up to par, not just for the interview, but for the position.
Okay.
And then, admittedly, that's not happening as much as you would want, but it's already there.
Okay, glimmer of hope. Silver lining and all that.
Pretty much.
Pacquiao was booed at the public event. He's not even in the top candidates in that senatorial survey. Glimmer of hope. So people are getting better, and let's help them along, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's not Bobotante. Thank you so much for watching this episode and keeping awake. Do like, share, subscribe. You know the drill. We will talk about this at the next meetup. Details are on the website. We have a meetup.com account. Do check that out as well. And till next week, vote wisely. Wait, we're not going to vote yet, but whatever.
I know, you can register.